decided not to.
Well, it said that here.
Yeah. Dolson Township meeting. We will have monthly meetings, possibly not in December. If we have one in December, it will be later in the month because I am not here the first 2 weeks. I will let everyone know. We're hopefully going to put a Facebook page up, get it going. You can't respond to the Facebook page, but you can pull information from it. So, with that being said, my name is Linda Murphy. I am your new supervisor. I've never been a supervisor before, but I was 8 years in Sims Township. I will do my best to help this township out, get us back on the right track. Okay? And I appreciate all your cooperation and everything. Okay? All right, our agenda, the first is, I call this to order. Now, we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody would stand up, take your hats off. The flag is right there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America will now read the reading of the minutes from the last meeting we had, which was October 14th. Okay. Dolson Township Attorney Joe Schroeder began the meeting at 6:02 p.m. by explaining that the trustees needed to appoint a moderator due to the resignation of Tom Graber as supervisor prior to the meeting. Attorney Schroeder also announced that Kim Graber has tendered her resignation as clerk, but since it was not on the agenda, the position cannot yet be filled. Philip Walters motioned to appoint Evan Lycan as temporary moderator. Richard Williams seconded the motion. All were in favor, none opposed. Mr. Lycan led the group in the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call was conducted with Richard Schroeder. The board requested the assistance of Tiffany Higginbotham to record meeting minutes. The meeting was opened up for comments from the public for 3 minutes. Tom McQueen asked about procedures to pursue and prosecute the 2 individuals responsible for what he referred to as embezzlement. He felt they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent. Attorney Schroeder responded that the Illinois State Police is currently investigating the case thoroughly and has turned it over to the state's attorney for review. He explained that it is a time-consuming process. Betty Reisner asked if there was a conflict of interest with Attorney Schroeder representing both Tom Grable on a personal level as well as Dolson Township. Attorney Schroeder explained he doesn't represent Mr. Grable regarding Dolson Township. Bob McGovern questioned how much money was missing. Attorney Schroeder responded that he didn't have that information. Lisa Hayes asked if the attorney and trustees don't know, who does. She continued to ask if the board was aware how much money the township had in the bank. Attorney Schroeder responded with balances from bank statements from August 29, 2025, and explained that the account has been frozen due to the active investigation. The general fund balance listed was $20,876. The public assistance fund balance was $53,600. The town fund balance was $24,717. The cemetery fund balance was $3,152. The bridge construction fund balance was $15,988. Tom McQueen questioned what those balances were when the Grabers took office. Attorney Schroeder responded that he doesn't have that information handy, but reminded Tom he needed to let the investigators find out. Lisa Hayes suggested the board strive for better oversight and questioned how this came to be. Attorney Schroeder explained that while some townships meet monthly, only an annual meeting is required by law. The board discussed that going forward, they will hold monthly meetings where they approve bill payments. The meeting information will be posted publicly. In the past, the information has been posted at Tingley's Lakeside Oasis, the church, and Mill Creek Meats. Due to no newspaper, Attorney Schroeder suggested the board look into yard signs to put out stating the meeting date. It was also questioned if there are laws against related individuals being on the account together. Attorney Schroeder answered that while not illegal, it is still not a good idea. New business included the board accepting the resignation of Supervisor Tom Grable. Mr. Walters motioned to accept the resignation of Tom Grable. Mr. Williams seconded the motion. All were in favor, none opposed. Linda Murphy has approached the board and volunteered to fill a vacancy, as she is also from the Democratic Party. Mr. Williams motioned to appoint Linda Murphy as the acting supervisor of Dolson Township. All were in favor, none opposed. Attorney Schroeder instructed Linda Murphy to proceed with gaining access to the Dolson Township bank accounts. The group discussed the meeting. The group discussed the need for 2 signers on the account. Due to not being able to appoint an active clerk at the time of this meeting, Attorney Schroeder advised the board to proceed with getting Linda on the account and only requiring one account owner at this time. Linda explained that all bills will be paid during township meetings only and be approved by trustees. Kim Gerber spoke up from the public and stated that only the supervisor is on the account and the clerk signs off on it. Mr. Williams motioned to update the bank accounts to only list Linda Murphy as a sole signer. Mr. Walters seconded the motion. All approved and opposed. Attorney Schroeder noted that the township does have possession of the checks and that Mrs. Murphy should start her bookkeeping off the current balances. He noted that he isn't aware of any missing checks, but the bank should know not to send through any checks signed by Mr. or Mrs. Graber. Linda noted that she will be requesting an audit in the near future by a CPA. Rex Gold spoke up that he has been on the Westville Township Board in the past, and that the procedure required all trustees to review bank statements and payments made on a quarterly basis, and each initial the checkbook, in addition to having an outside audit. Jerry Rankin noted that since the clerk position must be filled by a registered Democrat, he would be willing to fill in temporarily. He questioned if he would serve the remaining of his term until 2029. Attorney Schroeder confirmed and suggested he speak with Linda and trustees after the meeting and plan to address it formally once published on the meeting agenda. With no further business and no bills to be paid, Mr. Walters motioned to adjourn the meeting. Mr. Williams seconded the motion. The meeting was adjourned at 6:38 p.m. All were in favor, none opposed. Next meeting will be held Tuesday, November 4th at 6 p.m. at the Clarksville Baptist Church. Approve the minutes. Okay. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Carried. All right. Sorry, I got to go through my list here. Just wait. Okay. Now, as far as the new business, we have to, the trustees have to vote on the clerk's resignation, which is Kim Grigg. She put her resignation back in on Monday the 4th. So, all those in favor of accepting her resignation? All those opposed? Carries. We have Jerry Rankin has offered to fill out the remainder of this term, which is into 2029. So at this time, if Jerry would come up here, we'll give him the oath of office, and we will.
You have to vote on it.
Yeah, all in favor of Jerry.
I make a motion.
Yeah.
Appoint him as clerk.
All in favor? All opposed? Yeah. Okay, all right, Jerry. Okay, I'm going to do the oath of office. So raise your right hand, please. I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Illinois, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Clerk of Dolson Township according to the best of my ability. All right, so we'll fill this paperwork out. So go and get a seat if there is one. There's the extra ones in there.
I would like to thank Mr. Dickinson for taking me.
Yes, thank you. They were good. All right, we have bills that right now that need to be paid. We'll go through those and I'll send them down and let the trustees look at them. $60, and one was Bluegrass Cemetery for $95. These were done back, the bills were made out on the 1st of October. Pass those down. We also have one from Marilyn Tyler. She is the one that made our signs for us. She did a fantastic job. So I'm going to thank her for that. There's her bill. We also have two from the Clark County Highway Department. One is for $765. And one is for $882. One's for spray and 30-foot, 12-foot casing. Questions on the bill?
I mean, that's presented.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. I'll get back to you, John. And Marilyn will go after the meeting and get your chat. Okay. Next on the agenda, we have our tax levy. It has been done, it has been finished, we just need to approve it. And send 2 copies down here and the trustees look at it, and once it's approved, I will file it with the county clerk tomorrow, so that it is done for the year. It has to be done before, I think, the end of December. So, I don't like waiting around. through. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Carries. I will file this tomorrow at the county clerk's office in our levy social here. Before we go into old business, I know that everyone is wondering what our balances are. I call as of noon today, the cemetery fund has $1,790.99. The general public assistance fund has $54,855.13. Road and Bridge has $27,609.37. Bridge construction has $17,630.87. Town fund has $34,948.66. The only changes that there has been made is from deposits that I have put in from Mendoza and that. That's only differences in the deposits. There's been no checks come through or anything. Okay, do we have any old business? None? Okay, now we're going to have public comment. I'm limiting you, each person gets 2 minutes. 2 minutes. And then we can, move on. So, yes. Yeah, so whoever wants to speak, please take your name first so we can get it on the minutes. Okay? All right. Have any comments? Okay.
Thanks, it's Thomas, not from this township, but I am a resident of Clark County. Linda, thank you for stepping up. I'm glad you came in with experience. I actually wanted to offer my help if it's needed, but I don't think you guys are going to need it. But your public comment policy needs to be adopted by the board before you implement it. That's all.
Motion to do the comments now, since we didn't do it right the first time. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Now, we have public comments. Yes.
My name is Clerk. I just want to emphasize, I really feel for you folks and what you're going through. I know it's tough. From a procedural standpoint, forgive me if I come across too heavy. You can only do things in the meeting or on the agenda. You don't have anything on your agenda about adopting a public policy comment or public comment policy.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different policies out there. The concept of them is to enhance the public's right to speak. And I'm glad everybody showed up. It's important that everybody gets their input. There's a lot of little things to township government over the last 15 years as a watchdog in the county. I was a township supervisor for 8 years. I was a township trustee for 2. About 4, maybe longer than that. I've been out for a while now. But the law was changed. I'm going to guess between 4 and 6 years ago, the clerk has to attest every signature on checks. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but those are things, the question came up with the prior supervisor and his wife signing checks. It may not look good, but the law says that's how it has to be.
Right.
So that's something to consider. We're happy to help you folks with anything we can. There's a lot of procedural stuff that, I don't know how long everybody's been on the that is set for the whole year. I know in our township, we set for Saturday mornings at 8 o'clock. The electors did that, so that's what all of our town meetings were. I don't know if that happened at your last town meeting or not. If not, it's something that needs to be taken care of. That's all I have. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything?
We already just have, to his point, the agenda is supposed to be posted so the public can see what's going to be addressed at the meeting. And I guess I just have some questions about what's happened. So you shared the balances of the accounts, but were all new accounts opened with your name only? Is that, so these are the existing accounts, but you said they were frozen. So how are you paying bills?
They're unfrozen now. With my signature being on the signature card, they're unfrozen. Checks can be written and moved through.
Okay. And then is there, can you provide us with an update on the investigation in terms of?
It is an ongoing investigation. We have, we know no more than anyone else does. So it is between the state police, the attorney general, and the state's attorney. It's in their hands now. So there's nothing that I can tell you that probably don't already know anyway, so that I do. Thank you.
John Kraft. I'm from Edgar County, and I would suggest that every property owner in the township send a nice note to the state attorney, tell him to do the right thing. And doing the right thing is making sure that an example is set for the people who did the wrong thing. And if you put pressure on the state attorney, it will probably happen.
Anyone else?
I just wanted you to know that the township already received the tax money from our real estate for last year, our last payment over there in September. And when they gave that out, to the townships and everything, so I wondered, since the accounts have been on hold, there was money sitting there that you guys still were paying.
Whatever checks were in there that I received went directly into whatever accounts they put. And there's nothing that specifies on those check stubs exactly what it is, just where it needs to go to.
And you didn't have any idea what the balance was when all of these accounts were handed over to the Gregos at the time? Did anybody make copies or have any statements or anything that would hold how much it was at the time?
Not that I'm aware of, no, because I've only been in here since October the 14th, so I have no idea what went on prior to.
Do you know if any of the board or Joe or anyone had seen anything on that or been presented to you from the people who are investigating if any of that has been done? Also, you had the two bills from the cemetery as well as that. Are they not lowering, try lowering more, or are they just not low that?
And I don't know, this is the only two bills that was presented to me on those two cemeteries. And it could have been other cemeteries.
Let's hold it down so we can hear.
Might have been burned up, as far as I know, as far as the grass and stuff. I never even needed those.
I mean, it used to know that, but I didn't know this.
Yeah, I have no idea. Anyone else? Yes.
You had deposits from Mendoza and other deposits, where those come from?
I'd have to go back to my check stubs, and I did not bring those with me.
I'm asking about deposits.
Yeah, that's what yeah.
What's Mendoza?
Susanna Mendoza,
Okay.
yeah,
Replacement tax.
yeah. I don't have copies of the stubs with me as right now, so I can't tell you exactly. I just know which ones I was told to put them in, and that's where they went.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Quick question. You had mentioned it's in the hands of the state police, the state attorney, and the Attorney General?
from what I understand.
Do we know, maybe council can speak to this, has your state attorney funded this with the Attorney General as you know?
No,
Okay.
I'm not sure what the Attorney General's role is. All I really know is the state police and the state attorney.
Okay.
I spoke to the state's attorney today. He's working on it. He wants to make sure everything, all the i's are dotted, the t's are crossed. You don't want to file a incomplete, document. So he has told me that it would be, his work would be done and something would happen by the end of the year.
Pretty quick.
And I mean, you could write letters and bug him if you want to, but I'm staying in communication just to know if there's any news.
As far as the posting of the agendas, I post them in two different places, being that Clarksville is so small. One goes in at Tingley's, and it goes in at least 5 to 7 days before the meeting. One goes at Mill Creek Meats. There are signs that are posted. It does not have the agendas on it, but the agendas are posted. So. Anybody else?
Great correction. It's not mine, it's a mess. Like our poor road, I can't get out of my driveway now. I take the grain trucks and I tear off side to side. Our hill's so washboarded, I don't think it much touched our road in years. We don't complain, we don't say anything. There's a way somebody can come out and at least grade it and help us out a little bit. We live around Walker Road, but the hill, I mean, darn near throws us off just trying to get up the hill. It's washboarded so bad. It's awful. I'd appreciate somebody looking at it.
Derek?
I just have a quick question.
What's your name?
Do we do audits? Oh, Hannah Williamson.
Okay.
Do we do audits?
I don't know what was done prior to me coming in here. Right now, I am in the process of trying to find a CPA that will do an audit.
Sure. I was going to ask if we had done one previously, and how are we going forward? Are we going to just conduct audits from time to time? How are we going to prevent this from happening?
Well, we've been turned down by 2 or 3 CPA firms. It's harder and harder to find CPAs, and it is a CPA requirement according to statute. But I am in touch today. I reached out to someone that I know, and we're going to continue that discussion. He seems open to discussion of maybe taking it on. He is a CPA. He also has done forensic work in regard to fraud. So it's very early in the discussions, but we want to, there is a requirement that there's supposed to be an audit every 4 years. I mean, the supervisor should bring his or her report annually to the board, and then at the end of the term, there's supposed to be a CPA audit. I'm not sure if that has been done in the past, but we need to do it moving forward. And part of the process with this fraud investigation will require a CPA audit to file with, there is a bond. The supervisor is bonded. I don't want to get ahead of myself, and but I'm in touch with the bonding claim department. I was in touch with them today to keep it moving, and hopefully we'll I think file it when the charges get filed, that'll be helpful. But obviously, the insurance company wants it proof. So we will be continuing that, down that path to get a CPA audit and to get the bond work done. Hopefully will result in getting made whole, but I don't, like I said, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but we're doing everything we can.
By chance, know who was doing the annual financial reports?
No,
Turned into the comptroller?
I do not.
Okay.
Anything else?
Like Rockman, I'm property owner. Is there a budget there every year?
Yes.
And is that published or?
Well, it's part of this levy that was just passed in this budget. I think it should be made public. So, you know, I'm not going to, we can't blame the lack of a newspaper, but that's the world we're in here in Clark County right now. We don't have a published paper to publish that, and then you can, so the law says you can publish it in Crawford County, Edgar County, Coles County, any contiguous county. Well, who's going to see it? But that's what you have to do. But that's where a Facebook page, if we can get that going and put information out there and people can see it, or we can, at the next meeting, we can bring copies of it and let people see it. I will tell you, I have done that budget levy every year, and every year it's a 4.9% increase, because if you're less than 5%, you don't have to do a truth in taxation notice. If you've ever seen a truth in taxation notice on any body, whether it's a library or township or fire department, that's when the taxes are going higher than 5%, and so you have to post that. But this budget was 4.9% increase from last year, and that's what it's been just about every year. And I think the budget was around 30. I can tell you what the number is. $39,686 is the total taxes levy.
Is there anything levied from general assistance?
$4,194.
Okay, general assistance has a limitation. You're not allowed to accumulate more than 2.5 times your 3-year average expenses. You have far exceeded that limitation. You shouldn't have any general assistance levy because you're accumulating in excess of the law permits.
Well, I don't know what they've been spending.
I can assure you, you guys set the records. The records indicate at least the one that I got, and I will take a hard look at that because there is an accumulation limit.
Okay. Thank you.
I should say legal expenditures because I know some of those were.
They didn't even approve my bill. They forgot. I should have public comment.
We don't have anything else?
My other question was the general assistance fund, but I think that answers that. Was it, well, looking back at some of your things that were posted online in the state, and the expenditure from the general assistance fund was only like $600 or something. to have 64,000 steep, I think. Or is that all is there any purpose to have that much in there? Was that the fund that was discounted?
I could not tell you that. I've only been in since October the 14th. I had no idea what went on prior to.
I'm assuming that the records for answers to these questions are with the state police at this time, is that correct?
Yes.
I think you people got a small challenge in front of you, but I think townships are pretty well. I'm not always happy with the roads, but that's everywhere. The winter times are so hard on the sea. Most of the process work has been done. Thank you.
Anybody else? There's no more comments. Motion to adjourn. All in favor?